Hello, everyone. Welcome to Labrador Unplugged. My name's Anthony Elliott. I'm the Shield youth worker here, and your MC for tonight.
And I'm Denise Cole, as I've already said, and I'm the Shield project coordinator. Before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge that the lands on which we gather are the homelands of the Innu and the Inuit of Labrador, and recognize their ancestral and continued ties to these lands and waters. We also acknowledge that the lands we're all gathered this evening are the homelands of Indigenous peoples to that area. So before we get going, we're going to be doing some polls throughout the night. This is an exciting little piece that we've added to let you guys get interactive with us. So I'm going to pull up our first poll that's really about all of you. And we'll get that launched. Now, if you aren't using the Zoom app, so if you are coming through a browser link, you're not going to see this poll. So what I'll encourage you to do is to comment any answers to any of the questions into the chat. And that's something that we can look at. As you can see, it's a great way for us to communicate with each other. So let me launch our first poll. And it's really a part of being, welcoming you to us tonight. And so we'd like to know, where are you tuning in from? And our choices are Labrador West, Central Labrador, so that's like Churchill Falls to Lake Melville, Northern Labrador, Nunatsiavut and Matwashish, Southern Labrador, Nunatuavut communities, Labrador Straits, Newfoundland, another province in Canada, or maybe from outside of Canada. And our next question is, how many of you, or how many are watching with you, from the same device, because we do know people are tuning in with a group with them. So we have the choices of, it's just you that's watching, there's one more person with you, two more people with you, three more, four more, between 5 and 10, or more than 10 people, and we hope it's all in a safe bubble of people that you're with this evening. And then our final question is all about, tell us what you love about music. And you can select as many of these as you would like. And so we do have different choices like listening or dancing, singing, playing an instrument, playing in a band, performing for an audience, songwriting, or music is actually your career goal. I'm realizing I've just heard from one of our judges that you're not able to participate in the polls. I apologize. I'll make sure that I correct that for our second poll, so you can feel free if you would like to put that into the chat for us as well. I apologize, that was an error on my side. I've been letting everybody know that I am not a technician, but I am learning very quickly. It's a new digital age that we are in, and a new normal. This is a big shift for us from the in-person activities that we usually do with Shield, but we're really excited about having an event. This is the first time we've been able to have one in a long time. So it's really exciting. So I noticed that 88% of you have voted, so that's pretty good. It could be that some of you are not able to because you're using the link instead of the Zoom app. So I'm going to end polling there, and I'm going to share our results so we can get a sense of where people are watching from tonight. So we have a really great mix from all over the place, and we even have one person watching from outside of Canada. So I would love for you to write where in our chat, what part of the world you're watching from. And while we do have quite a few people who are watching on their own, that's great too. We do have a good mix as well. So those of you who said between 5 and 10 people, we'd love to hear in the chat how many are actually with you. And then we have awesome results on what it is that you love about music. And I'm in the listening part as well, though I do like to dance, and I sing secretly where no one can hear me. But wonderful. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we're going to stop our first poll, and I'm going to pass it back over to Anthony.
Thanks a lot, Denise. Yes, without any further ado, we're going to get right into the show. So our first performer is Natasha Andrews. Natasha is performing the Ballad of Mona Lisa by Panic at the Disco. She is 13 years old, and she's from Happy Valley, Goose Bay. Take it away.
She painted finger with a closed to access the sin she's paid for. A lonely speaker in the conversation, her words are spinning through his ears again. There's nothing wrong with just a taste of what you paid for. Say what you mean, tell me I'm right, and let the sun rain down on me. Give me a sign, I wanna believe. Who I'm Mona Lisa, you're guaranteed to run this town. Whoa, Mona Lisa, I pay to see you frown. He's into something called desperation. Another dollar, another day. And if she had the proper words to say, she would tell him. But she got nothing left to sell him. Say what you mean, tell me I'm right, and let the sun rain down on me. Give me a sign, I wanna believe. Who I'm Mona Lisa, you're guaranteed to run this town. Whoa, Mona Lisa, I pay to see you frown. Mona Lisa, you wear me out. I'm pleased to please you. Mona Lisa, you wear me out. Say what you mean, tell me I'm right, and let the sun rain down on me. Give me a sign, I wanna believe. Who I'm Mona Lisa, you're guaranteed to run this town. Whoa, Mona Lisa, I pay to see you frown. Let's see what you mean, tell me I'm right, and let the sun rain down on me. Give me a sign, I wanna believe. There's nothing wrong with just a taste of what you've paid for. There's nothing wrong with just a taste of what you've paid for. There's nothing wrong with just a taste of what you've paid for.
Thanks a lot, Natasha. What an incredible performance. Up next, we have Hunter Dawe. Hunter is a 17-year-old vocalist from Labrador City. He'll be performing Moving Parts by Trixie Mattel. The stage is yours, Hunter.
Living's like a jigsaw, and the farther in you go, if you're missing pieces, never really know. When you're ticking like a timepiece on which you can rely, wonder why you winded when you're running out of time. Sometimes there's a danger of choking on the parts. No one gave a warning to the breaking of your heart. Pick up all the pieces and go back to the start. Never losing, only using all your moving parts. All your moving parts. Living's supposed to kill you, but it shouldn't feel like dying. Loving's supposed to fill you, but it spills you like your wine. And all the paper people wondering who made them and who's gonna cut them out. Sometimes there's a danger of choking on the parts. No one gave a warning to the breaking of your heart. Pick up all the pieces and go back to the start. Never losing, only using all your moving parts. All your moving parts. And even in the morning, when the sun's behind the clouds, in the state you're born in the state that you're in now, Even if the roof is leaking, it's still above your head. Just remember two words that the two birds never said. Sometimes there's a danger of choking on the parts. No one gave a warning to the breaking of your heart. Pick up all the pieces and go back to the start. Never losing, only using all your moving parts. All your moving parts.
Thanks, Hunter. As we all know, acapella is a really, really challenging thing, and he nailed it. So great job, folks. I just wanted to say we're loving all the positivity. We're gonna open up the chat to so you can all see it. So please go on and select everyone in a second there, and then you'll all be able to see each other. And please keep pumping the positivity because it's really great to see. We're getting a lot of really nice comments, and now you'll all be able to see them. So please keep that coming. Up next, we have Jaelyn Andersen. Jaelyn is performing an original piece she calls Complicated. She is 16 years old and she comes from Makkovik. Take it away.
Dark nights under the lights, whatever's bothering you, I'll float away and I'm heading up to Indian Head. I remember back when everything seemed so bright to me. Skipping rocks, climbing under the doors, enjoying life as it was meant to be. Just you and me, free, heading up to Indian Head, skylight, midday, oh, dark nights under the lights, whatever is bothering you, I'll float away and I'm heading up to Indian Head. Time flies away, things have changed, but what remains the same is what this land means to me, what it means to be free, heading up to Indian Head, skylight, midday, oh, dark nights under the lights, whatever is bothering you, I'll float away and I'm heading up to Indian Head. Going up the bay, going off today, gonna get my prey and be free, and be free, heading up to Indian Head, skylight, midday, oh, dark nights under the lights, whatever's bothering you, I'll float away and I'm heading up to Indian Head.
Thanks, Jaelyn. What a beautiful song. Before we continue with more performances, we're gonna have a brief poll on sexual health resources and you. I'm gonna hand the mic over to Denise. Denise?
Welcome back. We have our next poll. I was trying to figure out how to, there we go, allowing the panelists to vote. So now our panelists can also vote on our polling. Such a great performances so far, man. This is awesome. And we're only getting started, everybody. So let me launch that poll again. If you don't see the poll on your screen, I will be reading these things out. Feel free to just add what you like to the chat as far as being able to respond. Some of them are a little long and it's easier to do, obviously, if you have the poll in front of you. So the first question is, select all the places and people that you think you'd go to get free sexual health information and resources like condoms in your community. So we have some options, your local clinic or hospital, the Indigenous government departments, the school guidance counselor or teachers, Shield Project in person or online, the Women's Center or Safe Houses, Community Youth Network, youth centers, online websites, friends and family. All right, now people are getting the swing of voting. Lots going in there. Our second question is a whole bunch more questions. We talk a lot here at Shield about safer sex, and so we want to know which of these types of activities or things are you aware of as ways to practice safer sex? So we have external male condoms, internal or female condoms as they're sometimes called, dental dams, birth control, open and honest communication with your sexual partners, talk to your healthcare professional, choosing not to have sex until you're ready, getting tested for sexually transmitted and bloodborne infections, we call them STBBIs, understanding consent, and then not having sex when you or your partner are under the influence of drugs, and that includes alcohol. So we still have, there's a few more votes to come in. I'll give people a chance. I know it's a lot of reading, but we have so much good information we wanted to share. Just a few more seconds. And glad that we've adjusted the chat so now everybody can be talking back and forth to each other. It's wonderful to see all the support and the encouragement to our youth. All right, so we have over 50% of people, 63% have voted. That's pretty good. We'll put a stop to it there. And we're going to share our results. So in our results, all of these places, you're absolutely right, are places where people can get free sexual health resources and information. Something that we do encourage is that if you're going to an online website, make sure it's a good online website. There's some that we recommend like sexandyou.ca or itsaplan.ca, irespectmyself.ca. We have some great ones. If you go to the lfcshield.ca or shieldproject.ca website, on our resources tab, you'll see lots of those great websites there that you can get access to. We always say if you are going to your friends to get sexual health information or your family, make sure that you're talking about where your sources are for that information. And also good to see that most people do know a lot about ways to practice safer sex. So all of these absolutely are, and there are still more ways, no doubt. So with that, we're going to stop sharing our results. I know people are excited to get back to the show, but before we do that, we do have a great partnership with Labrador Health, who have created our commercial breaks for you tonight, but we encourage you to stay during the breaks and get some great information, and these are really great little commercials that Labrador Health here locally in Goose Bay have made for us, and I have to bring my volume down a little bit. And we're off. All right, thanks everyone for participating in our poll.
And we're back with more Labrador Unplugged. Our next performer is Abigail Warr. She'll be performing her own piece called Why. Abigail is 16 years old and she comes from Happy Valley, Goose Bay. The stage is yours, Abby.
Did you even like me? Or the idea of us? Was it 'cause your life got kind of boring and you need some love? You took my heart and broke it to pieces, left me without a single reason, and you know why. People use, people lose, and then they teach you. People can't swear that they need you. People talk, then they walk, and then they leave you. People lie and cry, and then they hurt you. People shout and doubt, and then confuse you. People vow and vow, and then choose to lose you. And then you know why. I'd like to know why. Oh, why? Now that you're not with me, so don't take me down. Acting like you wrote the whole damn story and just erase my part out. You think you took all my power, but let me tell you that won't last an hour. And you know why. People use, people lose, and then they teach you. People can't swear that they need you. People talk, then they walk, and then they leave you. People lie and cry, people hurt you. People shout and doubt, and then confuse you. People vow and vow, and then choose to lose you. And then you know why.
Thanks, Abby. What a great job and a great piece. Our next performer is Manasvi Ganti, a 14-year-old flautist from Lab City. Her piece is In Ireland by Hamilton Harty. Enjoy. Amazing job, Manasvi. Before we continue, I'd just like to remind you that if you'd like to send a positive message to a performer, please select, I believe it's called all panelists and attendees, because otherwise the message just goes to the panelists and then the performers can't see it. So please select that and send over your positive messages. Our next performer is 18-year-old Ethan Angnatok. He is a guitar player from Nain, and he'll be performing his own piece called Ghosts. Thanks, Ethan. What an incredible performance. Folks, we have such an incredible group of young people performing for us tonight, and I just like to thank them because so far they've been amazing. Before we continue with the rest of the show, however, I'm going to pass the mic back over to Denise for another poll. Denise?
Thank you so much, Anthony. And yeah, I'm over here. I'm glad you can't see my camera because I'm kind of rocking away back here. All of this is just absolutely amazing. And really proud to be able to be a part of this show and bringing this all together. It certainly is never done alone. So we're going to launch our next poll, which is all about sexually transmitted and bloodborne infections, STBBIs as we call them, and the testing. So we're looking at that kind of topics or questions now. So again, if you can't see the poll, I'm going to read it out very quickly, and you can put your answers in the chat if you would like. So we have, which of the following are actually ways that someone can find out if they have a sexually transmitted or bloodborne infection? So a blood test at a hospital, to Google it, to get a swab of the throat, vagina, rectum, or urethra by a nurse, to ask a friend, to get a urine test at a clinic, a physical examination of the affected area by a doctor. And our second question is, everything you discuss, it starts with a statement actually, so everything you discuss with your healthcare provider is confidential. Breaking those policies can cost them their jobs. They cannot discuss your STBBI testing results with anyone unless they, this is a multiple choice one as well, so unless they have your permission, unless they are making a referral that you've agreed to, unless they feel you're not able to understand medical advice or the results of your decisions, unless they suspect abuse and they are required to report to a child protection agency, unless they are treating a minor, so that age is different in certain regions, so you're going to want to ask your nurse or doctor or healthcare provider that question, unless they are a member of your family or a family friend. So I'm going to let that poll sink in and let a few of you more answer. This is great. I always try to see if we can get up to 50%. This is wonderful. I really appreciate everybody engaging in this. We wanted this show to be informative, interactive, and entertaining. And I hope you agree that we feel like we are getting all of that, but mostly because of the young people who have sent their information or sent their music and their talent into us. So we have 60% of you have answered the polls. So I'm going to end the polling there, and let's share some of the results. So which of these are actually ways that someone can find out if they have an STBBI? So all of these apply except for Googling it. You will not find it if you have a sexually transmitted or bloodborne infection by Google. And asking a friend. I mean, it depends on who the friend is, of course. If they're a healthcare provider and they're going to tell you the only way that they can be sure, that you can be sure, is to go to the hospital, go to your healthcare provider. So the blood test, a swab of the throat, vagina, rectum, or urethra, a urine test, or a physical examination. All right, so for the second question, we're talking about confidentiality. We hear this a lot in our SHIELD office of young people being concerned about their confidentiality being violated if they're in a small community and going to a clinic or going to the hospital and running into friends and family. So in this question about when can they break confidentiality, all of these have relevancy except for the last one. If they're a member of your family or a family friend, that does not give them the right to be able to break confidentiality, and they can actually get in a tremendous amount of trouble. There's investigations, they can lose their position. So they're not allowed to break your trust just because they're connected to your family. And if you go into the clinic or into a hospital and you're not comfortable with the healthcare provider that you're meeting with, or to any of these, could be a counselor's office at a nonprofit or anywhere else, and if you want to see someone different, that's your right to ask for that. So if you go into the clinic and it's a relative or a family friend, you can ask to see someone else, and that's okay. You won't get in trouble for that. All right, so we're going to stop sharing our results there. And we have another commercial there from LG Health, but it's one that we have to really turn our volume up, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'd like to also thank Jamie Felsberg. He's one of our judges and spent some time with us to set our levels for tonight for our volume, because again, I could never do this on my own. All right, hope you're having a great show, and let's hear from Stephanie.
Hi, my name's Stephanie, and I work with health promotion with Labrador Mental Health.
And I'm Julia, and I'm with mental health and addictions.
Sex is a natural part of life, but if you're sexually active, it's important that you practice safer sex.
Chlamydia is a sexually transmitted infection that is passed through sexual contact. Anyone can get chlamydia, but sexually active teenage girls and young women are at a higher risk because their cervix is more vulnerable to infection.
Having sex means also having regular testing for bloodborne infections like chlamydia. It is important that you protect your health as well as those you're having sex with.
Chlamydia is often called a silent infection because many people with the infection experience no symptoms at all. So you may have it and not even know, which means you can pass it on to your partner without either of you knowing you have it. In fact, 50% of all males and 70% of all females do not know they have the infection.
Correct and consistent use of barriers such as condoms and dental dams reduce the risk of chlamydia transmission. Remember, a new barrier for every sexual act. Chlamydia can cause serious health issues such as abdominal pain, fertility, and pregnancy issues if left untreated. Chlamydia can be cured with either a single treatment or a 7-day prescription of antibiotics. It's important that you take the entire course of antibiotics and avoid sexual contact until the treatment is completed.
It's important to get tested if you think you're at risk. Testing is easy with either a urine sample or a genital swab and can be done at either of our healthcare sites.
You can feel safe seeking treatment in even the smallest community. Staff are legally required to keep your health information confidential.
Okay, we're back. Thanks, Denise, and also a great big thanks to LG Health and specifically Stephanie Allman, who created all of our PSAs. We couldn't have done our show here tonight without you guys, and we really, really appreciate the help. So our next performers are William Russell and Isaiah Giles. They are a duet who will be performing Betty by Taylor Swift. They're both 16 years old, and they both come from Port Hope Simpson. Enjoy.
Why you switched your home, but I think it's cause of me. Betty, one time I was riding on my skateboard when I passed her house. It's like I couldn't breathe.
Thanks a lot, guys. What an awesome pair. Our next performer is Allison Elliott. She's 13 years old from Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and she's performing Party Favour by Billie Ellish. Take it away.
Hey, call me back when you get this, or when you've got a minute. We really need to talk. Wait, you know what? Maybe just forget it. 'Cause by the time you get this, your number might be blocked. Stay and blah blah blah. You just want what you can't have. No, wait, I'll call the cops. If you don't stop, I'll call your dad. And I hate to do this to you on your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. It's not you, it's me, and all that other bull crap. You know that's bull crap, don't you, babe? I'm not your party favor. Look, now I know we could have done it better, but we can't change the weather when the weather's come and gone. Books don't make sense if you read them backwards. You'll single out the wrong words, like you mishear all my songs. You hear stay and blah blah blah. You just want what you can't have. No way, I'll call the cops. If you don't stop, I'll call your dad. And I hate to do this to you on your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. It's not you, it's me, and all that other bull crap. You know that's bull crap, don't you, babe? I'm not your party favor.
Great job, Allie. Our next performer is Grayson Panashaway. Grayson is our youngest performer at just under 12 years old. He comes from Sheshashi, and he'll be performing Equin Pois by Claude McKenzie. The stage is yours, Grayson. Great job, Grayson. I just wanted to note that that song was actually, for those of you who don't know, was being sung in Inuamun, which is Grayson's native tongue. And that's really, really cool that we had a performer sing in Inuamun. So really, really great job, Grayson. Before we continue with the show, we are going to take a brief break, and Denise Cole, the SHIELD project coordinator, is going to talk a little bit about SHIELD. So I will hand it over to Denise.
Thanks so much, Anthony, and I won't take up too much time, but I know for some of you, this may be the first time that you're hearing about the SHIELD projects. We just wanted to take a couple of minutes to share with you. So we've started in 2018. We're funded through the Public Health Agency of Canada, as well as through the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador as a community youth network office. And what we do here is it's really simple, really. It's youth-led and adult-supported, and we look to create safe spaces for young people by using what we call our ACT philosophy, which is art, culture, and technology. And we use these types of activities to create mentoring opportunities, but also chances to talk about really relevant health themes. So like tonight, we're talking a lot about sexual health. I mean, that's what SHIELD stands for. It's the Sexual Health Information Exchange Labrador District. And but we also see all things around wellness are interconnected. So we also talk about mental health. We talk about relationships and self-image. We talk about anything young people want to talk about, and we do it in a really good and real way. And we also look to other communities and other agencies as ways to partner. We always say we never do the work here alone. We always do it as a team, and we see all of Labrador as part of our team. So we have some phenomenal relationships with Indigenous governments and with health authorities and school districts and all kinds of nonprofits. And probably our biggest piece that we have that's just so phenomenal, just like you see tonight, is that we have young people who feel safe to come and share their passion. And they also reach out to us for other things as well. And we try to make sure to get them the best information possible, and to also find ways to give them opportunities to do things like this. So we also have partnerships with groups like the Lawrence O'Brien Arts Center, with Music Counts, who donated $25,000 worth of music and equipment to us last year. So yeah, we do a lot of fun things. We have artist role model sessions, we have sharing circles, we try to bring as much culture into what we do, and that's recognizing all of our cultures of Labrador. So with that, I will encourage you to check us out on social media. This is our website address right behind me here, and you can look us up there, but you can also find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube, which is where you will see many of these videos in the coming weeks as we get things uploaded. So with that, I will stop talking and get back to the real talent tonight, which is my wonderful co-host, Anthony, but also these amazing young people who have submitted videos for us. Thanks so much, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, Denise. Denise started the SHIELD project 3 years ago, and it has since become a thriving success. So a really great job to her as well. We are now going to continue with more Labrador Unplugged. Our next performer is Emma Mead. She'll be performing This Girl by Lauren Daigle. She is 17 years old, and she's from Labrador City. The stage is yours.
Sometimes a stranger in my
Thanks a lot, Emma. Our next performer is Ishi Panergo. Ishi is performing The One That Got Away by Katy Perry. Ishi is 14 years old and she comes from Happy Valley, Goose Bay. Enjoy.
Summer after high school when we first met, we make out in your Mustang to Radiohead. And on my 18th birthday we got matching tattoos. Used to steal your parents' liquor and climb to the roof. Talk about our future like we had a clue. Never planned that one day I'd be losing you. But in another life, I would be your girl. We keep all our promises, be ice against the world. But in another life, I wouldn't make you stay, so I don't have to say you were the one that got away. The one that got away.
Great job, Ishi. Our next performer is Sophie Winslow. Sophie is 12 years old from Pinware, and she'll be performing Say You Won't Let Go by James Arthur. The stage is yours, Sophie.
I met you in the dark, you lit me up, you made me feel as though I was numb. We turned tonight away, we tried too much. I held your hair back when you were thrown up. Then you smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest. Then you asked me to stay over. Said I already told you. I think that you should get some rest. I know I loved you then, but you never know. I played it cool and I'm scared of letting go. I know I needed you, but I never showed. I won't stay with you till we're kind of. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go.
Great job, Sophie, and great job to all of our performers tonight. Everyone's been just phenomenal, and we really throw our hats off to you. Before we continue with our last two performers, we are going to get into our second to last poll, which is how much do you know? Denise?
Yes, quite happy to be back, and we're going to do a couple of more polls, but we're going to do this one, and this one is really about how much do you know? So I'm going to launch the polling now for those of you who don't have access and want to put it in the chat. So in the Labrador Mental Health region, which STBBI do you think has the highest rates? Is it gonorrhea or syphilis or chlamydia, HIV or hepatitis C? I have you scratching your heads a little bit on that one, the C. And our second question is, hepatitis C is on the rise in Labrador. What do you think is the most common way that people are getting hep C? Do you think it's through unprotected sex or through piercing and tattoos, so unsterilized equipment or unsafe practices, through injection, non-prescription drugs such as sharing needles and other drug equipment, through other drug use such as snorting or smoking, cocaine, meth, crack, or sharing personal hygiene items such as razors, nail clippers, and toothbrushes? Our third question is that SHIELD uses the acronym ACT. We use it in all our events. What does it mean? What does it stand for? Is it Art, Carrying, and Tambourines? Is it Anyone Can Take Part? Is it Animals, Culture, and Telephones? or is it our culture and technology? And so we'll wait and just give people a chance to keep answering those. And again, if you're ever looking for any of this type of sexual health information, you can connect with us at the SHIELD office, but also in all of your communities, you have health authorities or other organizations that are certainly there. The doors are always open. Please never feel embarrassed or nervous about coming in and talking to us or reaching out to us through social media. It's really important that we share this information, and that's how we make for healthier people and healthier communities. So we have over 60% have responded. So I'm going to end the polling there, and I'm going to share our results. Well done, respondees. You are right. Chlamydia is the highest STBBI right now in Labrador. It's something that we are all working on hard to get information out there to create prevention and strategies and to encourage people to go get tested, because as this with many other STBBIs, you don't know you have it until you get tested. And if you're having any type of sexual activity, it's important for you to get tested. And just to let you know, so the other rates there, that's second after chlamydia is gonorrhea, and then it's hepatitis C, and then it's syphilis, and then HIV. And so here, how are most people getting Hep C? The most common way that it's happening, and for us here in Labrador, it's actually not unprotected sex. Unprotected sex is actually one of the lowest rates of transmission because hepatitis C is a blood-borne infection. So actually how most people are getting it in Labrador is through piercing and tattoo. So unsterilized equipment and unsafe practices. You should never be getting pierced or tattooed or doing any type of body modifications without making sure it's from a professional and accredited and recognized place. And then second after that is injection and non-prescription drugs such as sharing needles and other drug equipment. We have an expression that we use is called everything new every time you use. So it's not just sharing your needles. If you're sharing your pipes or your water or your spoons or anything that you're using for injection drugs, that includes steroids, which is very much also on the increase in Labrador. So everything new every time you use. And then, of course, our next one is other drug use. So you did get that one right. And you can contract Hep C through razors and nail clippers and toothbrushes. So you should never share your items. And for the last one, yes, you are very much correct. It is our culture and technology. That is what ACT stands for. Thanks so much for participating in our poll. I'm going to stop sharing our results. And I will put us on to our last commercial. Again, compliments of our partners at Labrador Grateful Health. Thanks so much and enjoy the rest of the show.
We're back with our last two acts. Our second to last act is Alexis Young. Alexis is performing When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. She is 17 years old and she comes from Lab City.
Song on the radio.
Amazing job, Alexis. For those of you paying attention to the chat, Denise and I were just talking about how a lot of the performers are cheering each other on, and that is so cool to see that they're communicating and really sending positivity to each other. Really, thanks, guys. That's amazing. Before we get to our final act, I just wanted to say that we'll be getting to the winners right after this act and we meet our panelists. So stay tuned for our winners. So our next act is Julia James. She'll be performing Jersey on the Wall, I'm Just Asking, by Tennille Towns. Julia is 12 years old and she comes from Wabush. Stage is yours, Julia.
There's Jersey on the wall in the high school gym in my hometown. In the corner by the scoreboard where the bleachers seats go down. 27 took the Tigers to the finals that year. But that's not why it's hanging there. If I ever get to heaven, I got a long list of questions like how do you make a snowflake? Are you angry when the earth quakes? How does the sky change in a minute? How do you keep this big rock spinning? And why can't you stop a car from crashing? Forgive me, I'm just asking. I bet somewhere there's a yearbook in a box under a bed with a senior picture missing and loving memory instead. And somewhere there's a mother who stopped going to church 'cause your plans quit making sense down here on earth. If I ever get to heaven, I got a long list of questions like how do you make a snowflake? Are you angry when the earth quakes? How does the sky change in a minute? How do you keep this big rock spinning? And why couldn't you stop that car from crashing? Forgive me, I'm just asking. Oh, I'm just saying. You don't have to answer now, but someday. If I ever get to heaven, I got a long list of questions like how do you make a snowflake? Are you angry when the earth quakes? How does the sky change in a minute? How do you keep this big rock spinning? And if you've got your hands on everything that happens, then why couldn't you stop that car from crashing? Forgive me, I'm just asking.
Fantastic job, Julia. That's it for all our performers. So we're going to meet our panelists and hear what they have to say, and then we're going to announce our winners. Really quickly, I'd like to mention that the judges use a system to award points to each performer, and we use those points to tabulate a winner. All of the scores were extremely close, so everyone should be very, very proud of themselves. Panelists, I'd like you to please turn on your cameras now, if you're able to, and I'm going to do a brief introduction of each of you. So our first panelist is Nicholas Gibbs. Nicholas is the music and French immersion teacher at Muley Mountain Collegiate. He received a Bachelor of Music with honors from Memorial University of Newfoundland and the University of Toronto. We have Jacinda Beals, a singer-songwriter from Labrador. She has released 3 albums and is currently working on a 4th. She plays with her band, JBB, in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. Jamie Felsberg is an actor, director living in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. He is the co-president of the Makkovik Players, and is involved with lots of other organizations within the arts community. We have Matthew Barrett, a musician, teacher, and arts administrator. He graduated from St. FX and has since played and recorded with multiple groups in both the Maritimes and Labrador. And finally, we have Mallory Harrigan, a fisherwoman from the southern shore of Labrador who started playing music at a young age. She's inspired by her musical family and began music lessons when she was 8 years old and later expanded to guitar, ukulele, and singing. Now we're going to hear from the judges, and we'll start with Nicholas Gibbs. Mr. Gibbs?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Sound is good? Can I get a thumbs up at least? Well, if the panelists can hear me, that's a good sign. First thing I want to say is I don't know if you guys can read the sign behind me, but in both two of my favorite languages, it says, the music is in you, sing loud and proud. La musique est en vous, chantez fort et fier. And that's what I've taken away from this incredible display of talent is that, you know, like you've done this in a small space in your room and, you know, it's difficult. It seems that maybe perhaps you're not singing loud and proud, but I guess in this age of, you know, social distancing and COVID, and we're not able to gather in large performance spaces. You should all be very proud for displaying your talent, submitting the videos, and then putting them out there for people to see all across Labrador, and as we've seen elsewhere. So hats off to everyone. We kind of initially had all planned to say a few things about what we've seen and heard, and we were all agreed as well to kind of make notes, and I did. I couldn't fit it all onto one Post-it note. The comments, I just wanted to let you know, guys, that the comments that I was writing in the chat, I could only write them because the quality of what we were seeing and hearing was so great that it was easy. Within 20 seconds of hearing you perform, I could hear something excellent and beautiful and expressive about every single video. So the variety was beautiful. One thing I want to encourage a lot of you is to try to, even though I know it's different, you're in your own bubble, and these days we kind of learn music in a more personal way, that consider, you know, facing your audience, whether it's virtual or in place, and dig into music. I'm curious, I would love to know in what ways you people have learned music, because I know that we all learn music in different ways. Some of us have formal instruction or not. We listen, we do theory, we compose. We have, you know, this serious music teacher like me who, you know, it looks at music, I guess, from more of a technical side of things. But regardless, try and get out of your comfort zone and dig in. You would be amazed at how quickly your performances become enriched by truly knowing the music that you're performing, whether it's original or planned. So, and I guess last of all is that keep it up. Music requires discipline. You people have clearly demonstrated that, you know, whether you're just learning or you're pretty advanced in your musical career, if you want to make a go of this, that it requires discipline. It requires, you're not always going to like what people have to say. You're not going to like what your teachers are telling you, your mentors or whatever. But just know that in order to be an expressive, cohesive, and effective musician, that you need discipline. So dig in. I loved every performance. If you saw my desk, you know, I've got a clarinet sitting here. I've got a flute mouthpiece. Like, you know, I'm a music geek. It takes all kinds. So I'm really proud of everyone. I truly enjoyed seeing every single video. Now I believe it goes to Jacinda, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. I think so, yes.
Yep, you sound great.
Okay,
Thank you
good.
as well.
Thank you. So, yeah, I just wanted, first of all, to say thank you to Denise and Anthony for inviting me to be part of such a wonderful event. And of course, thanks to all the wonderful musicians who sent in the videos and shared so much with us, because this evening wouldn't be here without you guys. I do want to say how awesome it was to see so many musicians from all over Labrador. When we were watching these beautiful videos, we didn't know any ages, or all we kind of knew were names, and we didn't know ages or where they were from. So it was really nice to hear all that this evening and get that information as well. I enjoyed every single video. Every musician was fantastic, and I loved how different all the music was. It was from all genres, and everyone did just such a wonderful job. And I'd just like to say, if you guys ever need anybody to do any more judging for stuff like this, please invite me, because it was just wonderful. Thank you very much, guys.
All right, we'll jump right into me, I guess. What an experience this has been. I'm so grateful to be able to be on this panel and to dive into each and every one of your music and artistic abilities since we've been doing this. So thanks so much to all the performers for sending your videos in. To me, it really, when I look back and try and piece together what I should say, I think that what really catches my attention overall, over everything else, I should say, is that thinking now that all of you performers, singers, instrumentalists, songwriters, even at your young age, that you're going to be the next singers, songwriters, instrumentalists in Labrador, Atlantic Canada, the country, even the world. Like, you have such amazing talents, and it's so great to see coming from roots in Labrador, and it's going to be so exciting to see where you go in the near future and further on. So I just kind of want to say that all of your performances, each and every one of them, have such amazing aspects to them. Certain ranges that you'll go with your vocals, the depth you'll go in your instruments, the duet, gentlemen, that was lovely. Like, there's so many amazing things with this. I really encourage you to keep going. If you want a career in music, like Nick was saying, like, this is a great way to start. Keep driving home, building up your confidence, things like this, sharing your videos with everyone, people from around the world even. So it's great. I really want to commend you. It's such an amazing thing to be a part of. And I just want to really wish you all of the best with your music and all of your artistic capabilities, continuing to grow. And I'm at the Lawrence O'Brien Arts Center a lot, so I see all of the shows that come through there. And I can say this with complete honesty and truth. I could see every single one of you on that stage, and just keep plugging out your music. And I hope to see you there someday soon.
Believe I'm next, yeah?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
You can hear me fine? Yes, okay. Yeah, just wonderful job, everybody. I was really excited to see all the wonderful performances, and I started playing at a pretty young age, and as an adult now who plays and performs and is quite involved in the arts too, you always wonder what young talent is coming up, and it's very encouraging to see all you and all the wonderful talent that we saw here tonight. Wonderful job. Excellent, everybody. Yeah, I just love seeing the future. It's you guys, and you're wonderful. So I just had a few pieces of advice I wanted to touch on too. A little bit about the performance side, and I think Nick might have mentioned sort of this a little bit too. But basically, there's so much talent in the world and so much out there. Maybe when you're performing and doing songs down the road or in the future, think about what can set your performance apart. What makes it different? How can you show the expression in the song that you're performing? How can you the the emotion of the song. How can you make that come through? So really think about what it is you're singing about and how you can convey that to your audience. Also, whenever you watch performers or different performances and you see a performance and you say, wow, that was great, really take notice. What was it that was great about that? So as a performer, as a musician, you really want to be watching and trying to pick up on these things when you see great performances. And that's how you learn. If you see someone and they do a great job and it's amazing and it blew your socks off, what about it blew your socks off? You know, you got to pay attention to those things. So I guess that's the performance side of it. But then also, I guess I wanted to mention that when it comes to music, the best thing you can do is play, play, play. Just keep playing constantly all the time if it's something you really want to be into. And on top of playing, the other part of it is music, as we all know, is a language. So most of us, when it comes to other languages, we have to listen a long time before we can actually speak that language. So the same goes for music. Listen to music. Listen to all types of music, all different musicians and performers, because there's something to learn from every musician out there and every different type of music out there. So listening is huge as well. And my last piece of advice, I guess, for you all is whenever you possibly get the chance, it's great to play on your own and great to practice on your own, but whenever you can, try to play with others, because playing with a group is a whole nother skill in itself. And to learn to play with others and to be able to play off what they're playing and play in time with them, also playing with others, you're constantly learning from them. Everyone has something they can offer to somebody else. So as much as you can. I know it's hard in these times with all the distancing and the digital world, but you're all tech savvy, I'm sure, and you can figure out ways to do so. And there's a lot of bubbles going on now, so maybe get a music playing bubble. But yeah, just keep at it. Great job, everyone.
That was really well said, Matt. I just wanted to say, I guess basically the same thing. I know Jacinta mentioned that there was a lot of diversity through the participants. We had people from all over Labrador, but we also had all kinds of genres. There was, you know, we had original songs, we had instrumentals, we had so many different vocal styles and instruments, and it was really cool to see all that diversity as well. I also just want to mention that it takes so much guts to put yourself out there like that for everybody to see. I know we only had like 100 seats for the show, but each seat has an entire family behind it. So there's definitely a lot of people watching all these videos and watching you guys perform. And I know I've been playing music since I was a kid, but it's only been the past couple of years that I've really gotten comfortable performing myself. So it's really great to see so many young people getting involved and putting themselves out and sending their videos in for everybody to watch. You guys all did a great job, and just thanks for sending your videos and participating. And I hope if we do this next year, I hope I can be a part of it, because this was awesome. And of course, thanks to Denise and Anthony for putting together a great show.
Okay, thanks, judges. Does anybody have anything else to say, or are we good? Fantastic. Thank you to all our judges. Again, they did just such a great job. You can see how much combined experience and knowledge they have. They're just an incredible group that we had the pleasure of working with. So thank you to all our judges. Now I'm going to hand it over to Denise for our very last poll, just to get your guys' opinions. And yeah, so Denise.
Awesome. And I am back, so let me pull up my poll. And judges, if you want to go off camera, that's fine. We're going to bring you back up when we announce the winners. And we're going, so this is our last poll. So we would like to, of course, hear what you thought of tonight. We know once we announce the winners, that's it. Everybody's going to be excited, and there's going to be a lot of celebration happening. So let's put this out now, and because this is how we make better events. And it's really important to us to know what you feel. And if you thought this was a good way for us to highlight youth and to do work together, this is going to be our new normal for the next little while. So this is the first online show we've done. I guarantee you it will not be our last. So for those of you who do not have the poll, if you're able to put it into the chat, let us know, what did you think of tonight's show? And we have some choices here. It was awesome, it was good, it was all right, it could have been better, or you didn't really like it at all, it wasn't really your thing. Our second question is, did you learn something new about sexual health tonight? Of course, that is the work that we do. It's really important that we share information in a good way, in a positive way. We're all about keeping things open and real and talking in a way that makes sense. So our choices here is, yeah, I learned a lot, or you learned at least one thing. No, you knew most of this information already, or no, you weren't really paying attention and used those poll breaks to go and get another cup of tea or a snack. Our third one is, would you be interested in attending more online SHIELD events? Just a yes or no. Or do you feel more comfortable now reaching out to or recommending SHIELD staff for youth opportunities, resources, and supports after watching our show? And then our fifth question is really about letting us know, what would you like to see us do next? Or sometime over the coming weeks and months. Now that we know we can pull this off, we're going to get more comfortable with doing it. So our choices that we've given here, if a choice isn't here that you would like, then please put it in our chat. Basically, some of the ideas are visual art, more health topics, learning more about Indigenous cultures of Labrador, more music, more social opportunities. So like doing just having a space for young people to connect to virtual dance parties or bingo or anything like that. Photography or videography training, we certainly know there's a lot of interest. And if you check out our YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of projects we've done in the past. Land-based sharing experiences, we can do videos and we can take them online. We certainly have seen that in the past with other people out in the canoe doing Labrador River things. It's all kinds of great stuff. Or it could be theater opportunities, so theater arts. We noticed that we have a lot of people from the Labrador Creative Arts Festival. I'm also on the planning committee, and so we're learning very quickly that there's lots of things we can do online. So with that, I see that most people have voted. I really appreciate that. I'm going to end the polling there. We're getting some great feedback. This one I'm not going to share out, just in the essence of time, and mostly that this was information for us. But I really deeply appreciate all of you taking the time, not just to do our polls and watch our commercials, but to really give that extra level of support to the youth. Seeing all of the comments in the chat, it really, this is what we do at SHIELD, and so it just makes me proud to see young and old all supporting each other in different ways. I'd like to also take this opportunity before we get to the winners. I know you're all like, she got stuff. But I want to say a couple of thank yous. We do have some great partners who have made Labrador Unplugged possible. I'd like to acknowledge the Lawrence O'Brien Arts Center. They are contributing to our first place prize, but also they brainstormed with myself and Anthony and Jamie and Matthew. They work with us a lot, and so we greatly appreciate your efforts. Also, Labrador Grenfell Health, Stephanie and her team. I want to give a special shout out to Dr. Thomas Piggott and to Antoinette Cabot, but also to all of the nurses, doctors, and healthcare professionals who do so much in our communities, and who, even in your business, make time to talk to us at SHIELD and recognize the essential service that we offer in sexual health. And last but certainly not least, I wanted to acknowledge number 2 of it, Youth Community Engagement Project. We are going to tell you about it in our first place prize, but they are doing some really special stuff. It's a project that's been on the go for a year. They've been making mini documentaries and all kinds of films. And it's a team of young people who are leading the way under the direction and mentorship of Wanda Lee Mesher and Nikita Bradley and John Graham. So you'll hear more about what they're offering, but they work with us a fair amount. So we're really appreciative of them. My own personal shout out to my amazing co-host, Anthony. He's been our youth worker here for the summer, and it's just been tremendous. He has really leveled up my game online, so I'm very happy to have him here. Thank you again from me to the judges, and we will definitely be calling on you again because I like to bring things together, but you have the real talent. And of course, our performers, every one of you, all 15 of you brought something that was just so special. And I can tell you, ever since you've sent in the videos, myself and Anthony have been here working on the show, and how many conversations we've had, the goosebumps, that energy and passion and feeling when you just listen and you know a young person is tapped into their talent and they feel safe and they're doing what they love. That's what it's really all about at the end of the day. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to pass it right back over to Anthony, making sure I'm looking at my notes that I have not missed anything. I will ask that the judges turn their cameras back on. We do have all of the performers, if I'm not mistaken, are in the audience tonight. So this is also really special. We're doing it in real time here. And I am going to pass it to Anthony, but we'll all stay on camera now. And if you want to unmute yourselves, you can, but it's up to you.
Yes, we'll get right into announcing our winners. Everybody who performed did incredible, as we've said already. Everyone was just amazing. And the judges don't even know who won yet because they sent in their forms and they didn't see what anyone else voted. So it's a mystery to them, which is really, really cool too. The only people who know who the winners are myself and Denise, and we had no influence. So it's a mystery to everybody. All performers will receive a merch bag with a $50 value, and they'll have their videos uploaded to the LFC HVGB YouTube channel. So if you'd like to see them again, they will be there. Now, without any further ado, let's get into it. So our third place winner is Manasvi Ganti from Labrador City, and she will be receiving a $50 in cash, selfie tripod kit, and an Acer Icona 1.7 mini tablet. Great job. She was just incredible, and we all owe her our praise. Great job, Manasvi. I know we can't really clap, but she did an amazing job. Our second place winner is Emma Mead from Labrador City, and she'll be receiving $75 in cash, a live broadcast LED kit, and a 10-in-1 cell phone lens kit. Great job, Emma. So those are our third and second place winners, and now we'll get into our first place winner. Our first place winner and recipient of 1 hour recording session at the Lawrence O'Brien Arts Center and making their own music video with Nain Youth Community Engagement Project and $100 in cash is Ethan Angnatok from Nain. We'll be bringing Ethan in for his prize, all expenses paid to have the Goose Bay. Great job, Ethan. And great job to all the other performers. You all did amazing, and again, please send them your praise if you're a friend or family member of a performer. That's it for our show. We're going to play Ethan's video one more time if you'd like to see it, and we want to thank everybody who came. Thank you all. Thank you to the performers and the viewers. Have a great night.
Yes, everybody stay safe. Ethan, I'll be reaching out to you. I can't wait to get you down here from Nain, and we're going to do some amazing extra work down here together. Commends to everybody. And let me screen share one last time, and we're going to listen to Ethan one more time. Tremendous job for everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. This will not be our last Shield show, so stay tuned in with us and check out our Facebook page for more updates. Good night, everybody.